and I don't understand why Infinity Ward tries to reinvent the wheel with this one. It's kind of cringe to not be able to counter a 4-man kill streak because your so-called ultimate perk is time gated. So I've said a lot of negative things so far. The big new thing in Modern Warfare 2 is the weapon platform progression system, which looks pretty good on paper, but in reality is just an Yo guys, what's up? I've been playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta in the last couple of days and I was fairly excited to get my hands on it. Turns out that MW2 is kind of weird. Let me explain. The way Infinity Ward made their multiplayer gameplay work feels a bit strange to me because the game tries to be a more realistic Call of Duty whilst pushing the arcade-like gameplay as far as they can, and I don't think this is going to work for everyone, myself included. The movement has slowed down a bit, mostly because slide cancelling is gone and the fact that you can hear footsteps from an absurd distance. I tried it with a friend and I was able to hear his footsteps from at least 20 meters away when he was running, and I was watching a stream on my second monitor. So you can make an estimated guess how the volume of the footsteps will benefit those who focus on hearing footsteps during the beta and potentially in the full release later on. Just look at this clip. Being able to hear footsteps from such a huge distance influences the gameplay directly. Some people won't move as much or just walk or crouch walk most of the time, and those who rush are getting punished for trying to push objectives or flank. Since there's no perk that reduces the volume of the footsteps, you have to use the field upgrade Dead Silence to have a chance of moving around silently. The issue with that is that whenever you activate it, it makes a somewhat loud noise and kind of ruins the purpose of the whole being stealthy thing. On the bright side, Dead Silence extends itself whenever you get a kill when the field upgrade is active, so that's something I guess. Since slide cancelling is pretty much gone, people went back to old behaviors like jumping around corners, which wouldn't be an issue for the one behind the corner if the character model would look in the right direction while shooting, which it doesn't. This might just be a beta related issue. Bunny hopping made a return as well, since there's no real limitation on bunny hopping itself, but whenever you aim down sights while bunny hopping there's some sort of restriction taking effect. The beta offered 4 6v6 maps, from which 2 were decent. I like playing on Farm 18 and Mercado Las Almas because all game modes felt good whilst playing on those maps. The hotel map was okay and felt like a map from Call of Duty Ghosts, which was released back in 2013. Not my favorite map, but it wasn't the worst, because the worst map was Museum. Museum was just awful to play on and was my least favorite map during the beta. During the MW2 beta there were 3 Crown War maps available to play on as well, and I have to say that they were alright, but nothing special. Except the one map that was at the Mexico-United States border. That one reminded me a lot of Sicario. The perk system, well, honestly, why would anyone ever change something that has been working for the past 10 years without people complaining about the system? Sure, some people were sad to see pro versions of perks getting abandoned or that Ghost had some weird changes, but the system itself worked, and I don't understand why Infinity Ward tries to reinvent the wheel with this one. Before they adjusted the rate of gaining the perks, there were situations that felt just bad because it took some time to get important perks like Quick Fix and Ghost going. It's kind of cringe to not be able to counter a 4-man kill streak because your so-called ultimate perk is time gated by an unnecessary system. The best thing they could do is to revert the new system to the old one, since that one has been working for quite some time, and adjust some perks so that casuals and non-casuals can take full advantage of the perks. The big new thing in Modern Warfare 2 is the weapon platform progression system, which looks pretty good on paper, but in reality is just an overly bloated and complicated system that probably is not going to offer a lot of benefits. Let me explain this one. If you want a simple red dot sight on your M4, you will need to level up your M4 until you are able to level up the FTAC recon, that you have to level up to level 16 so that you can unlock the FSS Hurricane SMG, which you need to get to level 3, which unlocks a simple red dot sight for your M4 and every other gun in the M4 platform. Now you have a simple red dot sight for all weapons that are based on the M4, but previous unlock systems were just more straightforward and didn't require inspire the player to grind out levels for a gun they dislike just to unlock an attachment for the gun they like or is currently meta. So I've said a lot of negative things so far. Are there any positive things? Well, yes. I was toying around with the inflatable decoy and the shock sticks. In general, some field upgrades and gadgets are pretty cool and offer some unique ways to play the game. If you want to trick your enemies or cover a corridor that you have no vision on, you can just use the inflatable decoy or use a camera to have a better look on said corridor. Drill charges are good to get rid of campers or to push objectives and hardpoint and such. Those tools are pretty neat honestly, and one of the best things MWII has to offer for now. We will see what the full release brings. There's more, but honestly, I don't want to talk about meta things like Infinity Ward catering to casual players by removing the red dots on the minimap when a weapon was fired, or skill-based matchmaking and such. After about 30 hours of playing the beta and trying out different guns and gadgets, I have to say that MWII will probably not be a game that I end up playing all the time. I cancelled my pre-order and I'm glad that I did, because I can buy something else with those 70 euros. I would give it probably a 6 out of 10 for now. I had my fair share of fun, but it just isn't worth 70 euros. But I can see that a lot of people will enjoy Modern Warfare 2, and that's fine with me. I'm going to make another video in the near future in which I will talk about the third person mode, so if you enjoyed what you saw today, might as well check back in a week if you're interested. I will see you guys in the next one.